Morning guys, afternoon, wherever you're from. I thought I'd do another Path of Exile video. People seem to enjoy it. I thought I've got the ability to do another one, I'll do another one. I wanted to chaos spam a few things here. I've got boots, belts, some jewels, an axe and some gloves. I'm not exactly sure what I'll chaos spam here. The last time we ended up chaos spamming something on video, we managed to make something. Where was it? It was called these. I mean, these prices are just whatever, so nobody would bug me about them, but I think that was tier 1 fizz, 2 resists and tier 1 strength. That one has tier 1 fizz, tier 1 wed, ES. That one's got 2 think tier 1 resists, tier 1 int, tier 1 fizz. I don't know. Anyway, those are what we managed to make. So we'll try again. The last topic we were talking about was really, if I can remember correctly, it was to do with botters and making the game more fun. Carrying on the theme of that, I wanted to just talk about, these aren't even that bad, but we'll chaos spam these. Yeah, I wanted to carry on the theme. Let's make sure you can see it. Yeah, you can. Maybe I'll move myself into the middle here, then you can see the chaos spamming happening. So, carrying on with the theme of, you know, making PoE more fun, there's always been a few things that have not bugged me about the game, but a few things I've always wanted to try and they're not even that bad. Where's my bench? Where's my bench? Where you at? I haven't been in my hideout for a long time. Is it this? See what these look like. 222 ES with a resist and some anyway, right, we're done. Gloves are boring, right? We want to do something interesting. Let's try and make, I don't know, what should we try? A really good pair of boots. Nah, a really good Val Regalia. Val Regalias are always exciting, aren't they? So here we have a game for me, Path of Exile, which is very, very fun. However, oh wow, what? 1 chaos. 54 int, 660 ES. It's probably not even that bad. What's happening, guys? Are we having luck today? What's going on? Yeah, it's not even that bad, to be honest. Something could wear that. Oh, that was interesting. So again, we're going to try to keep these short, but I do want to chaos spam, so the video will be a bit longer because we are wasting some chaos here. See if we've got anything else in the eye level tab. We've got another one. Let's do another one. Let's make this one good though. So in the in the scheme of keeping things interesting, Path of Exile for me is a great game. Again, reiterating, what is going on with these, man? That's another, that's like a hybrid chest. Tier 1. That's like pretty good. Could even put resist on it. This game's addicting, isn't it? Anyway. Blah, 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 blah. We're getting on with the points. I think that, just to cut straight into it, I think level 100 should be rewarded. I don't particularly like the whole get to level 100 thing. I actually, it doesn't interest me at all in getting to level 100. I feel that getting to level 100 is just a simple exercise of time rather than skill, and it's more about endurance again rather than fun or showcasing that you're a great player. That will annoy many people because many people would come back with the rebuttal of, well, you've never got to level 100, so how could you possibly know what it's like? Well, the thing is, I've done level 96, and it doesn't change. It's not all of a sudden when you get to level 97 to 100, the game changes. I would still, that's pretty good, 700 ES within. I would still be blasting through shape strands trying to get to 100 regardless of my build, regardless of anything. Nothing's going to change to do with how to get to 100, right? It's just not going to happen for the simple reason of the game doesn't change past 96, 95, 94. It's always, basically, once you're in maps, you're in maps. Once you can do Shape Strand, you can get to level 100. The only time I died at level 96 was to a volatile. I was playing a 5k life build on my own with no supports, and I got killed by a volatile on Shape Strand. That was it. So if I rolled with a support, or I did an energy shield build and only played when I'm awake, and only played when I'm awake and stuff like that, then it's clearly going to be exactly the same. There's going to be zero difference, and it's not interesting to me. But there are people that do find it interesting. There are people that find it sort of a test of their endurance, of their skill, of their ability. And that is what it is. It's not so much, or should I rephrase that to be clear? It's they're not doing it to test their skill. They are doing it because it is a test of endurance, because it is a challenge. Regardless of how you look at it, it is a challenge. And let's have a look at chests here. Wait, we're not chests, we're armor, aren't we? And that is why they do it. But I would definitely look at a sort of secondary method, that there might be a way to get other people involved that don't necessarily want to do it just to challenge themselves, but those that want to go out there and actually, you know, sort of, how would I word it, like, prove themselves and earn something for their troubles. Like, me and my friends, I think we have a guild. We have like 2, 4, 5, we have like 6 people in it. We've all got to like 95, 96. None of us have ever pushed for 100 because we've never felt the desire to go that far. We've never felt like completely pushed to the limits of, you know what, we actually want to get to 100. To me, the only reason people want to get to 100 is for basically the ego, and that doesn't really interest me. This isn't a PvP game. This isn't a game about skill or anything. That's another thing that upsets people. We can touch on that ever so slightly. People think Path of Exile is a skilled game. It's not, in my opinion. The reason it's not a skilled game is relatively low mechanical skill gap. The enemies you fight don't really fight back at all. There's no real strategy to the game other than maybe some tree planning. There is a little bit of strategy in racing, I'll give them that. But racing isn't really a key component of this game. And as a result, I really don't think this game is skilled. I think this game is very fun. I think it has skilled elements, don't get me wrong. But I really don't think you would list this, if you were going to list, you know, top 100 hardest games to play. I don't think anybody would put Path of Exile in this imaginary list we've drawn up. It's not going to compete with the likes of StarCraft 2, Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm, Brood War, Dota, League. Even Counter-Strike FPSs have a lot more mechanical skill than simply this. You could play Righteous Fire, very tanky, and slowly kill all the things in the game with basically one button. Everything has one button. You never really truly challenge yourself in a mechanical way, because you're always overcapping yourself in damage or tankiness because you don't want to die. So you never really... How would I word it is, the game never gives you like a set kit. It doesn't give you like these... Like, say the game spawned with these items and it said kill Shaper, and it was... You had to play the fight perfectly, you know, mechanically perfect and crisp and clean to kill it, because these were like unleveled gems. It was all calculated that, you know, this is just about enough damage you need to kill Shaper. And it was like a set challenge where you loaded in, you got, this could be another game mode, it loaded in, it gave you a leveled character with a set kit, and it said, listen, this can do at GGZII, you know, with these items available to you. This could be a little skilled element. It sort of puts everything on the floor like this, it puts everything in your inventory, puts your gems, puts all the gems out like this, and your passive tree is unallocated, and it says this kit can kill Uber at 0, it can kill Shaper. Find a way to cobble this kit together and then go out and actually go and kill Uber at 0. That would be skilled, because again the game would be designed of, well, actually this is only on the brink of being able to do it. If you get clipped by any skill shot or any attack, you're dead. And yeah, you could argue that would be a skilled element. However, that's not how we play Path of Exile. How we play Path of Exile, and sensibly enough, is we go, okay, let's get enough damage so I can run in there, absolutely one-shot the boss and take 0 damage back, because that's obviously the best way to kill something. So that, to me, isn't very skilled. So, like, the build I'm running here, Essence Drain, this was like my first ever home, I would say, like, you know, it's like a home crafted build. I didn't know anything about the tree, and like when I did it, I didn't have the Uber Lab passive. That wasn't in the game. And this could just about kill at 0, Uber at 0 and Shaper and all that. So actually doing the fights, yeah, it was skillful. And it was, I guess you could say, yeah, it was skillful, but it wasn't the hardest fight ever. And once you got used to it, it was pretty simple. But yeah, I don't think the game's skillful enough to sort of put the 0 to 100 levels as like a skilled contest. It's not. It's an endurance race. It's a time race. It's, you know, yeah, it's just an endurance race. To me, there really isn't any skill getting to 100, for the simple fact of you can do the same build that kills Shape Strand at level 80 and do that to 100. You do not have to change your tactic in any way whatsoever. If you can kill Shape Strand without dying, you can get to 100. And that's a fact. There's no in and ahhing, that is just a pure fact. So if you ever make a build and you can do Shape Strand, run some Shape Strands and then imagine doing that for 1 to 100, and that's not very fun. Again, the challenge and the fun of the challenge is actually reaching your goal. The Path of Exile for me is like a goal orientated game, and it's not so much about the, like we spoke about, the mechanical skill of the game. It's not about that for me. I don't sign into PoE and think, wow, I just whirling bladed, I just put my totem down and I shot my orb down. I don't think, wow, this is what I'm doing is so mechanically great. It's not like an outplay on, you know, Counter-Strike or League of Legends, or it's not like a huge strategic attack that's come together on StarCraft. It's nothing like that. For me, the fun is killing the monsters, getting a build, and, you know, using 1 or 2 buttons to do a build. This is all I do. E, click. That is Essence Drain. That's not very skilled. And, you know, that lack of skill sometimes drives us away from going to 100 because, well, it's not very skilled, it's just a big time sink, and I'd rather learn a new mechanic. Lots of people, this is why it happens in my humble opinion, we get to about level 90, 92, 93, and we think, you know what, I actually know how this build works now. I've got to grips with the ins and outs of it, when to use Contagion, when to use Whirling Blades, this and that. And yeah, I can kill Shape Strand, and if I wanted to set 3 or 4 weeks of hardcore grinding, we could get to 100, we could do that. However, that doesn't really, you know, float my boat. It doesn't really, you know, get me going. So then people re-roll and they want to learn a new mechanic. This game is about, for me, people mastering small, easy mechanics in a sort of complex way. It's about taking Essence Drain, a very simple thing as we've shown, click, E, and learning the fights of bosses and learning the skill tree, and then as a result coming out for the better and being able to kill all the bosses in the game. And then once you've done that, you think, okay, let's learn another simple mechanic, Righteous Fire. You burn things and you burn yourself and you survive through, you know, regen and fire resist. Sounds very simple. And then you play that to 90, you're like, okay, I actually understand like the ins and outs of Righteous Fire. That's pretty cool. I've killed a few bosses. I get that now. Let's move on to another simple mechanic. Let's move on to Explosive Arrow. And it's about creating builds and quickly and easily learning and understanding simple mechanics and taking them as far as you want to. That is Path of Exile for me. It's not a grind to 100. However, there are a certain section of people, I would guess a large section of people, that are interested in going to 100, such as myself, that has been to like 96, 97, but because it is a grind, it is a big grind, and there is zero reward at the end of it, I think there are a large section of people that if there was even a slight reward, they would go for it, because this game is about trying to get that elusive Shaper Sword, that flask, that Reach of the Council bow, that whatever relic you want, that's something, whatever it is, whether it's a small diamond ring that you've seen on PoE Trade, the goal that you've seen and set, that's pretty nice, Chaos Spam, 2 resists. Yeah, whatever goal you've seen and set, it's about trying to achieve that. And again, the same way 100 is trying to achieve something, for a lot of people, it needs that little shiny thing that says come and get me. For me, I would go to 100 if there was an MTX set on it, just as something as simple as that. They could design something as simple as every item is all gold. It could look horrendous. It's not about the looks of the MTX or the style. It's about saying to somebody, when you look at somebody in town, oh, this guy's actually got to 100 before. Like, he's actually done 1 to 100. Or, you get a small glowing helmet if you've killed Shaper solo. People would, I think, do more goal-orientated challenges if there was a small reward. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be get to level 100 and boom, Chris Wilson flies into your house and gives you 800 exalts. No, it can just be something as simple as, it could say anything. When you talk in chat, it could say the true meme lord and my name could flicker. My chat could flicker because I've got to 100. It could be anything, and there will be people out there that think, you know what, I actually want to push myself from that 93 to 96 bracket and actually go out of the way to get to level 100. And that would be good for the game as well, because people would be on it longer. And as a result of people staying in the league longer and grinding for longer, people would go ahead and trade more, because towards the end of the league, trading dies down. People would be selling more. They'd be buying more breach stones. There'd be more breach stones in the economy. There'd be this and that. And I just think it would be a good thing to try and actually entice people into doing level 1 to 100, or doing these little goals such as kill Shaper or kill GGZII, because there are a lot of people that don't. They say to themselves, I'm enjoying mapping, I'm not really interested in killing GGZII. You do GGZII and you don't ever get an axe, you don't ever get a mask, or you only ever end up with this garb. This was the garb I first ever killed GGZII on, so I'm keeping it. So, and same with the mask as well. The mask I'm wearing is the first time I killed Uber. But apart from me, with my own little challenge of wanting to do it, a lot of people think, well, my character probably can't do it. It's expensive. It's a big investment. I'm not exactly sure, if I want to go ahead and risk my character, or risk my time, or just get frustrated that I can't do it. I'm not sure I want to do that, so I'll just leave it. If there was that little dangling of here's something you can get, here's an MTX, here's a small reward to say to people you have done it, I think it would go a long way. I think the game rewards people fairly well, but it could do a much better job of enticing people to those absolute endgame goals. And I'm not exactly sure what else I've got to say on the topic. I just think there's I feel like GGG are just missing something ever so slightly. Whenever you ask people on the subreddit are a very hardcore crowd. They say stuff like, I've heard this before, they say stuff like, the achievement of getting to 100 is completing your own goal. and that is, you want to get to 100, and the satisfaction is getting to level 100, and that is why we do it. We do it so we can basically humble brag on the internet that I don't give a shit if you're level 100, frankly. This, like I said, this game isn't skilled. When somebody comes to me and they say, I'm level 100 on PoE, I don't go, oh my god, holy shit, I'm in the presence of a fucking deity. No, I just go, oh, this guy probably blasted Shape Strand for like 2 minutes of fucking... Oh, this guy probably blasted Shape Strands for fucking 20 hours a day for 2 weeks. And yeah, he's level 100. Good job, mate. Like, good job. No, I don't really get interested in that. But I think there are people out there that would be interested in going to 100 for a small gain, for an interesting, an interesting sort of experience, because it is an experience going up the higher levels. I'll give them that, but they just want to be pushed over the edge and be rewarded. And there's nothing wrong with rewarding players. There seems to be this thing in PoE where it's like this taboo subject where this is a hardcore game. Players can either like it or they can lump it, and they should not be rewarded. They should want to do it out of their own metal and their own spirit. And it's like people like to be rewarded because they are sinking their free time into this game. I don't think it's too much to ask that somebody going from level 1 to 100 wants a little small MTX or a little shiny name in chat or anything. I don't think that's too much. I spoke the other day, which is a topic I want to speak about, this will be my next topic. I'm going to end the video now because I don't really think I've got anything else to say. You've sort of heard my piece. The next topic is going to be probably about how to keep a league lasting longer. And yeah, a few ideas I've run, by some people on Reddit, and I've asked like friends what they think of it. And it seems to be like Reddit is this section of like hardcore, autistic, can't see any other people's viewpoints fucking way. Like if you ask somebody, should somebody be rewarded, they never tackle it from both sides. They never say, actually, let's do a for and against. For, yeah, actually it would be nice to be rewarded. However, against it would eat into GGG's development time. It might not even be that interesting. What happens if you want to go to 100 but you don't like the MTX? Blah blah blah. They never do that. They just go, people should do it out of their own hard merit, and they want to get to 100 and they like it and lump it, and it's a tough crowd, man. That's what I'd describe it as, tough crowd, So yeah, that was my opinion. I just think that they really should just do little things to encourage people to do the end game goals, because once you've got them doing the Shaper, the Uber, all going to 100, you've got them hooked in. They're probably going to buy more MTX. They're going to play the game more, which means a more active league, as explained, from trading, selling, buying, all this sort of stuff, sitting in trade chats and talking to people, a more active community. Probably if they play more than make videos, free advertising, there's a whole host of things. Maybe they even start streaming. But I just think a lot of people are like on the brink of becoming this, like, actually I want to push to level 100, but there's nothing really telling them to go do it. And people on Reddit say, well, they shouldn't need telling. You shouldn't need telling. You should want to get to 100 because you want to get to 100. Yeah, that's true. I want to get to 100, but realistically, I get absolutely nothing for it, so I'll go and do something different. I'll go and stop playing the league, and I'll go and play some League of Legends or something. Because we are people, we get bored. Why would you do level 0 to 100 for no additional gain? Yeah, you get some skill points, I guess. I think even now they give you a free respec, but come on. If you've gone from level... Anyone that's done high levels, if you've ever gone from like 0 to 96... You do not need 100 regret orbs. You just don't need it. You get so much currency. So there we go. Probably next topic will be about leagues and stuff like that. If you're enjoying these PoE videos and these chaos spams, then let me know. We made like a few okay Valorant Gailies, but nothing crazy. Nothing worth keeping really. We spent about 600 chaos. Alright, I'll see you later.